Switch to Verizon Business and get more from your internet without paying more for your internet. Get LTE Business Internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data, and with it, unlimited possibilities. Start saving today with Verizon Business, ranked #1 in small business internet customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Starting price for 25 megabits per second LTE internet plan with smartphone plan savings, plus taxes, fees, and economic adjustment charge. Terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
This episode is brought to you by the Toyota Grand Highlander. From daily routines to life-changing adventures, the Toyota Grand Highlander is spacious, powerful, and ready to take on life's grand challenges. Advanced safety features and innovative technology give you confidence for whatever life throws at you. And it's available in a hybrid Nightshade Special Edition, which includes sophisticated gloss black exterior accents and 20-inch black alloy wheels. Learn more at toyota.com/Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Vitamin Water was born in New York because New Yorkers wanted more. Like more flavor to go with all the flavor. A refreshing drink after climbing 6 flights of stairs to a walk-up apartment or standing in the subway station in 100-degree heat. Focus when I have an 8-hour shift. And Triple X after I was out all night at a club called Triple X. Drink Vitamin Water. It's from New York.
Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. The NBA playoffs are here, and Michelob Ultra is getting you closer to the game than ever with courtside seats and more. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Superior Access Courtside 2024 to 2025 sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Ends on July 1st, 2025. Multiple entry periods. Visit MichelobUltra.com/superior access/courtside for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
Drink it in, man.
Loyal, diehard, Detroit Koolaid drinkers. This is your boy Okri on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, coming at you with another Kool-Aid packet here on a Friday, and we are under a week to the NFL draft. I've done shows on the draft room here at my place. I've done, short list rankings. I've done mocks. I've done full NFL first round mocks. I've had takes. I've had opinions. So today, on this short Kool-Aid packet, I just want to talk about, in general, what do I think is actually going to happen next Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the Detroit Lions. And I don't know, man. Like, the draft's my favorite event in all of sports. I know a lot of you out there love it. You're doing mock drafts. You got your opinions. You're hoping they do this. You're hoping they do that. But I think Brad Holmes had a really good point in his press conference where he said, just sit back and enjoy, see what happens, go for the ride. Like, it's going to be great. And the draft is always great. We always end up with good football players, at least in this regime. Years ago, not so much. Us that really enjoy it, we enjoy the, who are you going to trade for? Oh, you could get this guy, this value. Man, I wanted this player. That's all part of the ride as well. Just like my guy Triple H talked about WWE and how, like, just enjoy WrestleMania on Saturday and Sunday. Don't try to find out the results early. Don't try to nitpick it. Don't spoil the surprises. Just sit back, enjoy, and that's the best way to experience it. So I'm all for that. Now, what I think is going to happen, like on Thursday, the Lions are sitting at 28, and you're kind of like, man, like 28, like no idea how the board's going to fall. You're not going to get one of those premium talents if you just sit there, or at least most people think that way. You've heard me say before, you're going to get studs in the first, second, third, get them in the fourth, can find gems in the fifth. After that, it gets a little dicey. But I don't subscribe to this. If you're not in the top 10, top 15, you're just throwing darts at a wall and hope for the best. And I think they're going to get a great football player if they just sit there. Plenty of people that fit their needs, guys with good character. The Lions also, like, as much as they like good character and good dudes, they do like people with personality. So I think for multiple reasons is why I tweeted out that Tyler Booker, based on his character and his personality, and the fact that he just likes to beat people up and he's a big body in the offensive line, are 3 reasons that he's back on my radar for our Lions. And that's what I think the Lions do. I literally think they go through the tape first. Okay, we like these guys do what we do. We see something in them that we can mold, our coaches, whatever it may be. But yes, I do think it comes down to interviews. I do think once they get to know these guys, they're kind of like, yep, he fits us. Nope. He's not a bad guy, but he's not a Detroit Lion. Whether that be a personality that's going to work in the locker room, or a guy with enough alpha mentality, or somebody that maybe just isn't, smart enough. And when you say smart enough, it's not like book smart. It's also not just this sense of that these guys don't know football. It's a sense of the Lions are one of those teams where they want guys that can adapt week to week. They want people that can just sort of process quickly and be able to take coaching well. And all those things are what it comes when I talk about like football intelligence. Not so much what was your wonder lick, or you're going to wow me with your degree. It's definitely more, football based. Can you process pretty quickly? Can you take good coaching? And are you going to have enough personality to fit in the locker room? And that means be one of the guys, get along with people, as well as not create any issues, and be a great teammate across the board. I think that stuff really, really weighs into it. So,
So good, so good, so good.
Great gifts for mom? We've got them. And they're up to 60% off at Nordstrom Rack stores now.
They have Marc Jacobs?
Gotta show mom some love.
That is so good.
Snag amazing deals on Mother's Day gifts from Barefoot Dreams, Kate Spade New York, and more. Great brands, great prices. That's why you rack.
Oh, if I have to project what I think's going to happen, like knowing Brad Holmes the way I do and that he's always open for business, like I feel like as slow playing as he has been with the free agency and we got to save our money and I'm trying to do the long haul, like if I got to, make a guess, I feel like he's going to get fidgety and move up to get a guy that he's circled, he's underlined, and he has in red pen and say, that's our guy. I had to go get him. He's not the type, and I see this in fantasy football. I see this in all walks of life where some people cannot just hold their water and wait and see what comes to them. They have to go get what they think is best for them at that moment, and for the most part, that's worked out tremendous for Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions a couple times where he's had to have somebody, and this guy's going to do this and that, and we loved him, and they haven't done anything, and they'll probably be working at the bowling alley here shortly. So he's had way more hits than misses, but the misses are out there. So I see him jumping up. I see him sitting there, 28. Once you get past like 15, 17, 18, he starts, hey, there's a couple guys I love, and one of those guys goes, and maybe there's 1 or 2 guys he loves. If it gets down to 2, or especially 1, is when he's going to take probably a future second, future third, maybe, bundle some picks, whatever, maybe put whatever he's got to do to get up and get his guy, which is, could be so many different people. But I put out my short list on Twitter. You guys can follow me at Derek Okrie. That's spelled DEREK OKRIE. I put out like my top 4 safest picks if the Lions stay at 28, or this even encapsulates if they were to jump up a couple spots. And that was my guy, Gray Zabel, at the top. I was the first guy basically on him. Everybody else is coming around now. He's projected most of the time to go quite a bit higher. But I have seen some media mocks, some expert mocks that not only have him there, but have the Lions taken him. So I'm glad to see that's come around. The second name I had on my list was Ezraku from Boston College, the edge player. I haven't heard a bad word about him. He just seems to be very clean, can play the run, get after the quarterback. He's a little bit of a different size player than the Lions normally get, but Brad Holmes said today, do you want me to just go get a guy that's 6'5", 280, 260, or do you want me to get a football player? And I feel like even though Ezraku's smaller, he's a dang good football player on the edge. And here's something Brad Holmes doesn't want to admit to anybody, but he says it in a dark room. It's a position of need as well, a big position of need. So, adding a guy like this, whether he blows the world away early or if he takes a little bit of seasoning, you do have Marcus Fattenport and, other guys that can kick out to the edge and do some things. So it wouldn't be all on the rookie. And that's another thing Brad Holmes said that I agree with. It's like when you're a good team, you not only take best player available, you take guys that, even if they take a little seasoning, like, you're good with it and you know that.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
A lot of these guys aren't all-world everything from day one. But if you have the luxury of putting them behind a vet and taking it slow and coaching them up, and the next thing you know, they're incredible, like, that's the best way to go. So there's that to consider. The third name, I've come around on this guy as well. He doesn't spell his first name right, but other than that, I like a lot of things about him. Derek Harmon, the interior defensive tackle from Oregon. This is a pick. So with a lot of these, I see like futures for them that aren't right this moment. And gosh, Brad Holmes had another good point in his press conference today where he said, a lot of us out there and people out there, and I'm guilty of it as well, are thinking about right now. What do we need right now? What do we need to win? What are we missing? What's going to get us over the hump? When really, like, next year, there's going to be a whole different set of needs and people coming and going, and maybe we could re-sign a guy now, but we can't next year. Do you have his replacement already in the holster, or are you stuck again? So that's why, like, drafting the best guy, best player, best, person as well, regardless of position, does matter. And if you do that with Gray Zabel, it fits that. He could play right away at either interior guard. He can play outside later if you need him to. He could play center later if you need him to, depending on which situation is and what happens this year, next year, the year after, right? As a Raku, same type of thing. It's like you get him now, and if Fattenport doesn't work out and none of your other edgy guys really show up, he's raring to go of being the future guy, and then you bolster depth behind him. Derek Harmon, to me, is a guy that you could take and be like, we're going to give Levi another year where he's probably going to either ball out and then be way out of our price range, or be shining shoes or getting that ball that gets stuck halfway down the lane, or if he's right in the middle, like, I just don't know. I don't see him being a guy that we're like, hey, you had a decent but not good but not terrible year. Go ahead and give you a medium-sized contract on multi-year and keep you here. So Derek Harmon helps replace Big Denim who never lived up to that nickname, at least not so far, even though people are excited to get him back for 1 year, $4 million, which always sounds good because we love cheap contracts, but can he play? We will see this year. As well as DJ Reader is quite a bit older and most likely not going to be here, so Derek Carman's a nice second in the line to replace his type. Different players, Derek Carman's much more about penetrating, run stuffing, stout player, but DJ Reader's much more of a big body, clog, take two blockers, plug the run. He's not getting after the quarterback too much, but he is a damn good player. Hopefully he shows up a lot better this year than he did last year. And the fourth name I put on my safe list was Tyler Booker, interior guard from Alabama. The reason I put him on there after for weeks I had been saying, I'm not really tight, can't move his feet, he can't do this. The reason he made my top 4 safe list is because I saw he has tremendous character. He has a great personality for this current football team. He has nasty to him. He's devoted. He's devoted to protect his quarterback, which bodes well for a guy that can't move like Jared Goff. And he's just nasty from a good program. So you got all those things going for you, with the one minus being is he good in outside zone, and how much can he move his feet down the football field, or can you pull this player and get him 10 yards down the field on a linebacker or safety or corner? I don't care. He does enough other things well, and the person is good enough that I'm good with it. So those are my safe guys. I really don't see Brad Holmes just sitting there and getting one of those guys, but to me that would be ideal scenario. Don't give up anything. Get one of those 4, all very safe, all very trenches based edge players, interior defensive and offensive line type guys. Makes a lot of sense to me. I really don't see Brad Holmes and Dan freaking Campbell going after guys that just look the part and never produced. I hope they're good. We're not sure. So you guys know who I'm talking about. Some of those players that are freaky athletes, but they have no sacks, or they just, have never done anything. Maybe don't have this gritty personality. They seem to be off the board. Malachi Starks would have been on my safe list, but he's I just don't see him being there. I see him going anywhere from 12 to 16-ish. But, man, another guy you want to talk about. Super smart, great character, cover, watched some film on him recently, come up and hit you in the mouth, tackle. I just love everything about Malachi Starks. I really do. So, yeah, I see a trade-up being the most likely if I was doing it, because I'm not totally in love with any of those 4 other than Gray Zabel. I think I would look to trade down, move back, get maybe 2 or 3 players I like, maybe 1 or 2 this year, future pick that I can do some damage with, and just sort of ride out this draft, to be honest. I wouldn't be looking to have certain guys. I would be getting multiple guys, seeing who ends up balling, and then also kind of trying to stock those shells for future years. I mean, if possible, because you already got a damn good football team, but in some years, you're going to have all your studs that you drafted, but you're going to have to replenish at that point. You can't do it when you're giving up second, thirds, don't have fifths, things like that in the future. So I'll be proud of and surprised if Brad Holmes moves backwards throughout this draft and accumulates assets. What else on this short Kool-Aid packet? We try to keep these to about anywhere from 15 to maybe 20, 25 minutes. I was looking at their picks the other day, first, second, third. What is it? I think they don't have a... Gosh, why do I not have it in front of me? Is it a 4th or a 5th? I think they don't have a 5th, if I'm mistaken. Let me pull this up on the old Google sheet here, just so I'm sure of who our Lions are taking. So we got 28, 60, 129, 195, 227, and to 43. So 6 draft picks. Only one of the rounds there we're missing a pick completely. When you have a really good football team, you can't have 7, 8, 10, 12 picks. You got to have, usually, 4 at the minimum, but most teams will have 6, 8, is kind of that average that you look for. So we'll be right in that, depending on what Brad Holmes does. Either way, we'll have those type of quantity of picks. Other positions of need, yes, I do care about that in the draft, is edge, interior lineman, wide receiver. I continue to tout cornerbacks because I think there's good ones in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, even late in the 6th, 7th that you can maybe snag that are like, man, you can never have, I think Brad Holmes said you can never have enough good wide receivers, and you can get those late. You can get, what I'd like to is, I'm trepidatious about running back. Running back has done us so much good. I know for years, me and buddies and people were saying, man, like, if we could get an offensive line and a run game, like, that would make everything else go. And it feels like that's what happened. They went and got a run game and an O-line, and now they can play pass, they can throw deep, they can do all types of things on offense. So my concern with running back, because a lot of you out there going, but that's great, we already got 2 great, and we got Baki. It's like, no, like, I'm not holding my hat on Sione Baki, who hadn't done anything, or come on Craig, or whoever else we got in the holster there. I'm talking about, what if the multidimensional, positionless, wait for it a little more, elite weapon, Jameer. What if he goes down? The guy's been relatively healthy. Like, you're just going to load up Demo and give him 30 carries and call it a day? I mean, you did pay him, so he would have to step up just like Jameer did last year, where he, like, said, oh, Montgomery's out, Demo's out. Give me all the carries and watch me go for, like, 175 and 2 touchdowns most of those games. Like, so I could see that, but it's not going to prevent me in the 6th or 7th round from being like, give me one of these talented running backs that are still somehow on the board, or let me bolster that room in case. So yeah, when I'm talking about in case, it's like, yeah, you could use an in case running back, an in case extra linebacker, like, give me an extra safety where people are like thinking we're totally good at safety just because you got Kerbo and BB. I'd love it if they upgraded at safety with a guy that would get along well with Kerbo and moved BB back to the slot, because I like him a lot better, close to the line of scrimmage, blitzing, covering tights and tight ends and running backs and slot wide receivers. Like, that's how I'd love to use him. Yes, I know his speed still isn't off the charts, but I don't see him getting beat much, and I don't like him all the way back away from the football, other than he can ball hawk and make plays. But get another stud safety if Starks was there. Put Starks and Kerbo and move BB back down in the slot. Oh, baby, I'd like that.
Oh, baby.
We could do better than that.
Oh, baby.
So all these positions are on the table. I expect good players, regardless of what people think about this draft. Oh, it's not a good draft. They don't have this. Like, expect them to get quality type starter-ish players in rounds 1 and 2 for sure. 3 hopefully, and 4, 5 would be amazing. And when I say starter-ish, that's not, hey, plug and play, they're going to replace this guy, they're going to replace that guy. Like, what we really want is for Rake and TA and Campbell and all these guys that we've taken that maybe underperformed, even the Broderick Martins, the Manus, the Vakis, like, to have them show enough promise where they're not just going to get blown by some new rookie. But yeah, it's going to bolster the depth chart, and it's going to be future players that hopefully will grow into starter stars and guys that you can pay. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. So everybody, as you could tell, I could just talk for days. I gave you my 4 safest. real quick before I get out of here, because I planned on spending more time, but I'm going to do this rapid fire style. I pulled up the old rookie age chart here the last few days and started going through it, highlighting guys that I somewhat like for the Lions and seeing who's the youngest type of thing. So here it is, youngest to oldest, just some of the targets that somewhat interest me for the Lions. Darius Alexander, defensive tackle, Toledo. Nick Scorton, edge player from Texas A&M. Michael Williams, Georgia, edge player. Jihad Campbell, linebacker from Alabama. Jaden Blue, running back, Texas. Malachi Stark, safety from Georgia. Shamar Stewart, defensive end, Texas A&M. Kenneth Grant from Michigan, defensive tackle. Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. Donovan Ezeraku, edge player. You get the point. All those guys that I just named are basically 21 and a half and under, with Darius Alexander being 19.3 years old based on the data I have here. He played his whole season basically all the way to November as like a 19, maybe barely a 20-year-old in the NFL. That's incredible when it comes to longevity, future contracts, things like that. So as I tried to tell at Chops in the D on Twitter when he was barking about how I just love the guys at the podium and I forget everything when they talk or say something I like, it all matters, man. Character, age, skill set, need, position value, all that matters. And also what matters, I pulled up the old RAS scores as well. So I just did a few quick highlights. Here's some names to know from highest to lowest when it comes to RAS score. Shamar Stewart, Tate Ratledge, interior guard from Georgia. Jihad Campbell again. Jared Wilson, the center from Georgia. Torrey Horton, the wide receiver from Colorado State. Landon Jackson from Arkansas. Who else? I'll leave it there for now. Those were a few of the top RAS scores. Everything from 9.78 for Landon Jackson all the way up to a perfect 10 for Shamar Stewart when it comes to RAS, relative athletic score. So there you go, everybody. There's some rookie age rapid fires, some RAS rapid fires, some Oakrey rambling when it comes to what I think is going to happen. Really what I think is going to happen is Brad Holmes is going to kill this draft. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to maybe surprise me and make a crazy trade, or he's going to surprise me and actually trade back and get future assets. But I know one thing, he's going to give us a hell of a football team heading into 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, and we're going to continue to win a ton of football games. Oh yeah, by the way, in the next 2, 3, 4, or even this season, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Wait, hold up. I'm going to up the ante. We're going to win multiple Super Bowls in Detroit. You heard it here first. You hear it all the time here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Drink it in. Double-sided cornbread. That's what I got. I'm absolutely finished with this Kool-Aid packet. I'll catch you next time on the Monday Kool-Aid packet, followed by the flagship, followed by live 2, 3, 4, 5 hour long pods with me and Chops in the D for day 1 of the draft, day 2 of the draft. Who knows what we might do, but it's going to be glorious because the draft is less than a week away, people. Everybody, that's what I got. Check you later. I'm out.
Cornbread! Cornbread!